Welcome back to Rock Your Best Vocals. Jim Chandler here, professional singer for over 30 years, professional vocal coach for over 20 years. Today, we're going to listen to some isolated vocal tracks of Sting. Now, I got a request for this a long time ago, and I'm sorry it's taken me so long to get to this, but try and listen to the techniques that he's using and take some inspiration in what he's doing with his voice so that you may be able to use these things in your voice and get some of the tonal qualities that Sting has, which is arguably amazing. So first we're going to listen to Roxanne. Okay, bonus points if you know what happened with that chord on the piano and then him laughing. So let me know in the comments below, do you know what actually happened there? And if the person got it right, give them a thumbs up or whatever. So let's just have a little game there. This will be fun. Okay. Roxanne's a little crescendo.
You don't have to put on the red light.
So there is a bit of rasp in his voice, but not a lot. Just a very light bit of rasp. You don't want a lot of distortion in there. Just a tiny bit of, you don't have to put on the red light. I'm going a bit too much there, right? So let's go back to that just to hear.
Roxanne.
There's a little bit of rasp. Roxanne. I'm even going a little bit too much on that, okay?
You don't have to put on the red light.
You don't have to put on the red light.
Those days are over. You don't have to sell your body to the night.
So you can hear what he's doing. You don't have to sell your body to the night. He's kind of holding, you can hear how he's holding back his breath, which is very important with support. Now, if you want to understand everything that there is to know about support, I put an entire course together so that you can understand all the things from how to breathe in, how to manage your breath so you're not using too much, and then how to use your support muscles to give a little bit more compression behind the sound, and something that will also help you, get that power in your sound. So there's a course down below in the comments, Singing Support Secrets, and it's also in the pinned comment, so please get that. I'll see you on the course.
Roxanne!
Roxanne! You hear that little bit of rasp. So that's by I'm pushing a little bit of air through my false folds or my vestibular folds, which are just kind of above and behind the true folds. So you don't want, and if you're trying to use rasp and it's hurting and it's making you cough or something like that, then you're doing it wrong. You need to use your false folds to make that little bit of light rasp that Sting has here. Let's go back to that.
Those days are over.
Those days are over. You can hear how he's holding back that breath. That's very important.
You don't have to wear that dress tonight.
You don't have to wear that dress tonight. Support light vocal cord closure and it's a good tight adduction, but it's light. It's not heavy. It's not. When people talk about compression, you have to compress. No, compression is not about just forcing it. It's about balancing that support with a light sort of feeling in the throat.
Roxanne!
Roxanne! You hear that little bit light, that little bit light distortion, okay? A little bit light rasp. You don't want it too much.
You don't have to put on the red light.
He's holding back, because you can hear at the end how it kind of trails off.
Light.
You hear how it's light. He's really holding back. Okay, so let's move on to Every Breath You Take, one of the greatest songs ever, and hear what he's doing differently with his technique in this and how we can apply this to ours as well.
Every breath you take.
Oh, very breathy, right? Every breath you take. Very, you can hear at the end. Listen to that.
Every breath you take.
Every breath you take. It's really coming out there.
And every move you make,
Can you even hear how he's like kind of breathing in between?
every breath you take, and every move you make.
And every move you make. It's kind of round in the back, but it's very he does have a bit of a forward placement. Every breath you take. Every breath you take. So I'm kind of doing this in the back, but keeping it nice and frontal placement. Every breath you take.
And every move you make,
And every move you make.
every bond you break,
Every bond you break. Even setting up before that. Every bond you break.
every step you take, I'll be watching you.
I'll be watching you. Very breathy.
Every bond you break, every step you take, I'll be watching you.
And you can hear how he's kind of not letting a bunch of air out, in that he's kind of just a little, every bond you break, every step you take, I'll be what? He's taking those little snatch breaths is what I call those little tiny little breaths to get enough breath.
Every single day, and every word you say,
This part's really breathy.
every game you play,
It's every game you play. He's leaning into that false fold rasp there.
oh, can't you see?
You can hear at the beginning, he's kind of even leading with the breath. Oh, can't you see?
Oh, can't you see?
Oh, can't you see? He kind of backs off at the end there a little bit.
Oh, can't you see? You belong to me.
You belong to me. You can hear how round though he is. He's you belong to me. Round in the back and kind of small in the front.
I'm a poor heartaches.
So he's leaning into that a little bit more, a little less breathy, right? But there's a bit of that nasal flow at the beginning. I'm a heartaches.
Every step you take,
He leans into the middle with every step you take. A little bit of grit in that lower part.
every move you make,
Every move you make. So you can do, when you like that, you don't want to and leave all that pressure in there. You and then you leave it, and then you let it flow. So you kind of stop it, but you have to let some of that air flow out. Otherwise, you're getting too much pressure in your throat. It's going to sound throaty and strained.
every claim you stick, I'll be watching you.
Every claim you stake, every claim you stake. It's very, every claim you stake, every claim you stake. It's kind of back, kind of a yawning in the back. Every claim you stake, but this like up front. Yawning in the back, but then a little. Every claim you stake, I'll be watching you.
Since you're gone, I've been lost without a trace.
So there, he's not very breathy at all, and he's getting a little bit of a little bit of grit in there.
Since you're gone, I've been lost without a trace.
Since you're gone, I've been lost without a trace. Gets a little bit of grit in there.
I dream at night, I
Can only see your face. I'm leaving around, but it's you I can't replace.
I feel so cold that I long for you. I can only see your face. I look around, but it's you I know. I've been lost without a trace. I dream at night, I can only see your face. I look around, but it's you I can't replace. I feel so cold that I long for your embrace. I keep crying, baby, baby, please.
Wow, to get through all of that. And in those little short snatch breaths is amazing. Listen to it. You really need to have great control. You really need to have great control of your support to get through that whole section. It almost sounded a bit like he may have doubled that. So the first, he didn't hold out the whole time. And then into the second, he kind of just came in and held the note out. It almost sounded like that. I'm going to put all the links to all of these down in the comments below so you can actually go back and listen to them yourself. And I want to listen to Message in the Bottle as well. Because there is a little bit of different stuff going on in there. So I think it's important to kind of just round out this whole deep dive into Sting's voice.
Just a castaway, an island lost at sea.
Okay, so he's holding back the just a castaway, island lost at sea.
It's a lonely day, no one here but me.
No one here but me. You can, if you're holding your breath back, you can let that kind of decrescendo off of that main part.
More loneliness.
More loneliness. More loneliness. So I'm using that little bit of that false fold rasp in there, which to try and help that along.
Another lonely day, no one here but me.
No one here but me.
More loneliness, any man could bear.
More loneliness than any man could bear. I'm trying to accentuate the nasality of this, and particularly in this song. You can hear it a little bit more. So there's, he's got a little bit of this roundy in the back. In front is very kind of frontal placement and nasally. More loneliness than any man could bear. So it's not exactly like Sting, but I didn't say we were going to be exactly like Sting.
Rescue me before I fall into despair. I'll send an SOS to the world. I'll send an SOS to the world.
What I love about Sting's voice, it always sounds like he's losing his voice. It's like that rasp of like on the verge of someone like kind of losing their voice, but clearly he has a good enough technique that he's been able to keep his voice for so many years. And so at 73 years old, he's still singing great. So arguably he's doing something right.
I hope that someone gets mine. I hope that someone gets mine. I hope that someone gets.
Listen to that. I hope. That shows that there's a lot of going on in the back. I hope that someone gets my. I hope that someone gets. If you go like that, I hope, almost like I hope that someone gets my. It's like really back in here is where I'm kind of feeling that whole. I hope that someone gets my, and possibly I'm getting even more. The feeling of what Sting's doing by kind of listening to it more and playing around with my voice. I hope that someone gets my. I hope that and that's a clue.
My message in a bottle.
My message in a bottle. Message in a bottle. Message in a bottle. Taking it back more. Message in a bottle.
Message in a
Never heard that before.
bottle, yeah.
That's like a little bottle top.
A year has passed since I wrote my note.
A passed since I wrote my note. A year has passed since I wrote my note. I'm just really keeping that feeling of the sound kind of starting here. Light. A year has passed since I wrote my note.
I should have known this right from the start.
I should have known this right from the start. Keeping that feeling of like yawning, right back, really low. I should have known this right from the start.
Only hope can keep me together.
Only hope can keep me together.
Love can mend your life, but love can break your heart. I'll send an SOS to the world. I'll send an SOS to the world.
So I'll send an. It's really so round in the bass. It's such a full sound. It's full, yet it has that really light rasp, and it just makes it like it's like butter. It's like this roundy sound, roundy, warm tone with a little bit of crispiness on top.
A message in a bottle, yeah.
He went a little bit, kind of just drifted off flat zone there, but that's totally cool. I've been flat and sharp many times in this video. I'm not dissing him at all.
Walked out this morning, don't believe what I saw.
Listen how bright that is, and the vibrato at the end of that.
Walked out this morning, don't believe what I saw.
Don't believe what I saw. I'm really trying to get a little bit more nasally in there, because the more I listen to it, there's a good nasal flow coming through there, and it is with that rasp. It's difficult to do that in a healthy way when it's not natural to you. But I mean, it's something you can be done. It can be learned, but it's kind of difficult to get that exact rasp when it's not natural to you. So it's really hard to take off another singer to try and do things, because your voice is all of your body, all of your architecture of your body is so different than anybody else's. Like, to try and manipulate to sound a lot like someone else is quite a difficult feat, but it can be done with a lot of practice.
100 billion bottles washed up on the shore.
Washed up on the shore, washed up in the. That's very nasally. It just shows that.
Don't believe what I saw.
Don't believe what I saw.
100 billion bottles washed up on the shore.
100 billion bottles washed up on the shore. Very, trying to get a little nasally, a little bright.
Seems I'm not alone in being alone.
Seems I'm not alone in being alone. So I'm trying to get more nasally. It's difficult for me to get as kind of nasally sounding as he is. My physiology is just different. And that's just the way it is. I'm trying to get as close as I can to him.
100 billion castaways looking for a home.
Looking for a home.
Message in a bottle.
Message in a bond, message in you hear that? There's a lot of nasal resonance that he has that, but it's message in a bottle.
Message in a bottle.
Is very high. Message in a bottle. Message in a bottle. Very good nasal resonance in there.
Message in a bottle. Sending out an SOS. Sending out an SOS.
So again, with that sort of nasal flow, sending out an SOS. Sending out an SOS. I'm allowing that kind of Sending out an SOS. Sending out an SOS. Very nasally. So you could see that when we're trying to sing like someone else, it can be very frustrating sometimes because their physiology is going to be different. So you can see, though, how we're able to manipulate our voice a little bit so that, some of the things that he's doing, like that kind of throaty, and then that nasally, and frontal placement, all these things with that rasp, a little bit of a light rasp. So if we add all of these things in there, we can sing a little bit more like Sting. And I hope this video has helped. If it has, please hit like and subscribe. And I'll see you on the next one. Rock your best vocals where your best keeps getting better. Thanks for watching.